we right out here with my friend Elijah, and we out here at the my own little homestead here, and we are unboxing the Renogy 100-watt solar panel with a 10-amp solar panel system. You can start unboxing anytime. And so basically, we order this off of Amazon. You can use the link in the description. And yeah, so it's a pretty basic system. I'm really happy that I able to do such a basic system, because I just got done doing a big giant ambulance build, which was kind of crazy to do, because this is a huge system.
This looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, I think they updated it since when I got my Renogy solar panel a few years ago, because it's slightly bigger or a slightly different shape.
Alex, it's a little bit wider than the one you got in your truck.
Okay, so you want to take it out and put it on top of a box? Is that what you're trying to do? You need help? Yeah, I'll hold the box for you. Slide it out. I don't know why it's so hard to slide out of the box. Alright, it's got out of the box. And then, yeah, and then you got the accessory package right there.
Yep. Oh.
So just throw the solar panel on your bed, I guess. Alright, so take this, we got it now, and then this is what really people want to see. What type of goodies it comes with.
Yeah, we got probably should have done this on the floor. Got cords for the battery. We got.
This is the mountain brackets. This is a hardware. This is a charge controller. So this is the one that we got. So it's a little bit cheaper. It was $150-ish. If you got the 30-amp charge controller, which what they normally advertise. But since we're building a small system, I thought it would be cool to have this one with actually the USB phone charger. And you also have this, so you could connect it to a receiver, like a Bluetooth receiver or no display, if you didn't want to mount this up in your living. But this is a cool little device.
Yeah, it's pretty small too. It's like,
so you hook your solar panels up right here, and then you hook your battery up, and then you hook your load if you have a 12 volt
light system or something.
Light system or something. As one off that bypass your inverter. Your inverter already have automatic cutoff, so you don't need to run your inverter through the charge control. But you do kind of want to run any other load that you have that is not going through the inverter.
Right.
Off this side, just so it doesn't completely kill your battery, cause your battery to go dead pretty early. So this is kind of works like a BMS for a lead acid battery. So you want to open that up? Get a knife.
Yeah.
Just so we can show the people what we get.
Got
just hardware.
Disc mounting hardware. Got some self-tapping screws in there. And
so what I don't like about this mounted hardware, if you mount this we definitely want to get the panels with the built-in hardware, because they mount because it's really nice to mount to the hardware. But if you mount directly to the top of the vehicle, where you always want to glue the screws into the vehicle. If you mount, when you mount into the vehicle, but then once you do that, then you can never take this hardware off, and then once you take put the hardware on, you can't get to the bolt on the other side of the solar panel very easily. So the solar panel is pretty much permanently mounted to the rig.
Right.
And so if there was a problem with the solar panel, you need to send it back, or you want to take it off for whatever reason to, you can't. Which is good for security, I guess. And if you know that you're never going to take it off, it's probably less likely to get stolen. But if a thief wanted to steal it, they could probably rip it off.
Right.
And not because they don't care if they want to damage your RV.
Right.
In the process of uninstalling it. So So we use. That's why when I always recommend buying these Unistruts. They're kind of expensive. This is about $35. It costs about an extra like $150 to do it with the Unistruts. By the time you get the Unistruts and the hardware that you need to do the Unistruts. I don't know what we happen to the Espresso. Who got Espresso boat things? You know where they are? Are they handy or no?
No,
Alright, it's really important when you're installing solar panels to make sure that you do everything in the right order. I mean, it's really easy to get ahead of yourself to go to step 10 when you're on step 1. So the first step is always planning and development, trying to figure out where you're going to put the solar panels, how you're going to mount them, where you're going to put the battery system, inverters, battery charge controllers, everything like that. There's always, and there's always a good idea to get the battery charge controller and all that stuff in, at least the battery inverter in and charge controller in before you actually install the solar panels, right? So we already installed the battery and inverter. The battery inverter is inside. There's a picture of that right here. And so now we are going to be mounting the hardware. So in order to actually measure the hardware, we are just going to lay. When you install the solar panel, you want to lay it down like this, and that's always a good idea to use a piece of cardboard, so we use the cardboard that the solar panels come in because it literally was made for this, man. And so what we gotta do is take the thing, and the measuring tape is right here, and pretty much we want to measure the solar panel. So we was going to put the mount. We decided in the plan that we're going to put the mounting hardware on the side of the Unistruts, right? And so we're going to put the Unistruts. So we got to measure the distance of the Unistruts. So we got to put this on there like that.
Right.
So we want to measure the distance. So we bring the tape measure out, hold it in position like this, just lock it down. Then we're going to put the thing here, right?
Maybe you should screw them on first.
No, we're just going to measure it because we kind of don't really want to actually install this until we get it all measured. So so we want the total solar panel are 42.5. And then we add the bracket, add another inch to it. So we want plus 2 inches. So 42 that will bring it up to 44 inches. So we want the Unistruts to be 44 inches apart if we're going to mount through these holes. Which you can. And then you gotta decide what hole you want. You could mount to this hole, this hole, this hole. So they don't have to be this. And you can also use if you already have Unistruts on your rig, that's why you want to have Unistruts so you can have different solar panels. You always can get big mounting hardware, small mounting hardware to make up the difference in the size of the mounting hardware. And also the solar panels have these things. So if your Unistruts are closer together, you can still make up the difference. Right, by moving this back and forth, and if the Unistruts are falling apart, you can always add a Unistrut the opposite direction to make up the difference. That's what's great about Unistruts. So this is how you put up the Unistrut. So the first thing you do, you want to measure it, right? So we got the measure. It's 42.5 inches, right? So we get 44.5. Because the solar panel was 42 and then they're 1 inch more, right? So we basically 44.5. So I got 44.5 blocked here. And then we push it. A little bit harder to do with one person. But if you're out here with one person, you can just push it. You want to push the... And when we did this, measure it before. So we want to do it 44. And 44. And then how many inches from the edge? 3 inches?
I don't know.
Alright. Well, we gotta measure, and then we gotta come around. It's 3 inches from this edge. And should be exactly 3 inches from this edge. Just could even make this stuff up. It's 3 inches from this edge. Perfect. Boom. So exactly 3 inches from either edge. And 4 inches. So how far front and back do you want it? You want it right on the front?
I want to center it.
You want to center it just like this?
I don't know. I want to do soft mount. I want to soft mount the
Okay. Yeah. So my buddy wanted a soft mount, which is also you could do is put it up and then put the mount the solar panel to it before you have to screw it in, which that's another thing you could do with this Unistrut. But ideally you want to just mount it in and then once you have the solar panel. But yeah, we can soft mount the solar panels. Yeah, that's what my buddy called it. So we're going to do soft mount because, you know, the customer's always right. So let's do that. Okay.
Alright.
Alright, so we line up. Look, it line up perfect. See, I told you it lined up perfect. It's like, what if it doesn't line up? And like, we measured it like 5 times. What's going to line up perfect? But, you know, it's okay. So with these Unistruts, I buy these blue tabs, and they have the little tiny, the smaller holes than the other ones. So you want to make sure you get those, and put them on.
You're right.
And then yeah, there we go.
My side's a little off, but I did cross the new bit.
It's funny, first time you do it, but I say put the cock in the hole and then you put screw right through it, you know? Then you screw it really good.
Silicone, my bro.
Yeah, but well, this time we're using wood glue since we're working on a wood camper. But most of the time you want to use silicone because that's, you know, it's easy to work with. And if you ever want to undo it, it's easy to undo it. And it shouldn't leak. Got done with the solar panel bit. We got the solar panels on the top. Look, and they're strapped down with the Unistruts. Right, we bolt them down. I don't know if we really show bolting them down too much, but they really.
Up there and show 'em?
Yeah, I mean, I show it like this. So we put extra bolts because the bolts that we found was actually too long and it was bottoming out. But it's okay that we have extra bolts because we really kind of want to wash on the top, just because this aluminum is thin and it bends, and you know it's. And so you want at least one washer just because aluminum is thin and.
Right.
And it's so, and then we got the this is his setup. He pretty much have little cubby holes on the side, and then he sleeps in the middle in a sleeping bag usually, and his pillow. That's his bedroll. And then but the real reason you guys, it's pretty basic setup. I mean, You got a cool food base, but the real reason you guys came here today is see the solar setup. So basically, this is a solar panel. It's a be much basic solar panel. You got the 10 amp charge controller from Rendergy. We got all, we got it Velcro to the wall, and then we got it taped up so the wires don't move around. Because you want to make sure that you firmly secure it. And it's easy to work on this stuff when it's outside the vehicle. So you just screw it up and then mount it, and then you got it mounted to the battery that way. It's a very basic system. You're not going to get really much more basic than this. So yeah. So please like, subscribe, share the video.
Setup. Glad got to work with Eric. It's huge learning experience. Now I can roll down the road and not worry about my batteries dying.
Yeah, it's like my expertise really came in handy. You probably would never got this done. You're like, man, I don't think I ever got this done without you. Or at least took a lot longer.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
Yeah, now can charge my phones, charge my lights, pretty much just sit in camp and not worry about having stuff going dead.
Yeah. Because you say your battery lasts about 3 days before it started to be dead?
About a week.
About a week.
Just the phone.
Yeah, on just a phone. But now you can plug your laptop in or whatever else you want. You can even probably do a small coffee pot.
Yeah.
To make your tea or coffee.
If I had a coffee pot.
Oh, now you can. What you just said?
I wouldn't have been able to, without Eric, I wouldn't have been able to install this until I got back home to Missouri. So, yeah, hit like and subscribe, and Eric's awesome.